Well, justice will be served once again this
Just-
Saturday or Sunday.
By order of the court, justice shall be done.
Justice is being done on this day.
The digital court,
Ooh,
by order of the meat laws.
the meat. Yep. As written up by Lord Loin himself.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realise Lord Loin was the progenitor of our entire justice system.
Oh, yeah.
He gave birth to them all.
He's a lord for a reason, I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
He had to earn that lordship.
yeah. Through the many, many years sweating in the court, because his meat sweats.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a meat-based pun.
Oh.
I've got nothing. I'm not in the bathroom now. Sorry. Okay.
I don't get that. What's that got to do with me?
No, I heard my mum speaking to Logan outside the door saying, I think Ozzy's in there. Is he in there? Is he...
I was going to say you could... the executions, it's not hanging or guillotine. It's they drive a stake through the heart because steak is like meat.
Yeah.
They very, very laboriously drive like a...
Underdone, overdone.
Yeah. Wombling free. Oh, we need to sync up.
Oh.
I've forgotten every
I'm not
other
in the
time since
bathroom, I
last
just said.
So we'll do a 3, 2, 1 clap.
Oh.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Nice.
Thanks.
Piped.
That'll help.
I'll
So,
So.
let's mete out some justice then, shall we?
Mete out some justice.
Mete out. It works.
I'd say a lot more people probably like anime than like kids shows as
There's
an
a
adult.
lot of degenerates out there, guys. There's anime loving degenerate fiends.
The anime weebs. The rival
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my rival types of weeb. If I'm a toku weeb, we fight against the anime. It's like
There's the right ball and the left ball.
Oh.
They both go in there.
Yes. No, but I was gonna say it's like that scene from Anchorman where just all the news stations get together to fight, but it's just all the different like gangs of weebs. You've got like the toku weebs, the anime weebs, the furry weebs.
The toku weebs would have all the merchandise.
The Kamen Rider toys and the anime
weebs
have like all the cosplay and like.
And they could throw like resin models with pointy edges at you.
Yeah, like
or like knuckle dusters.
kunais and ninja stars and stuff.
And then the furries. I guess people would just avoid.
They'd just be they'd be taken out quick.
They'd win by default because no one would want to touch them.
Like what other kind of like Japanese culture things are quite weird? Maid cafes.
Oh yeah, maids. I mean, they're all otakus, aren't they? I guess.
Yeah.
That's the only the group I could think of. But that counts for all of them, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, the maids would throw scalding coffee.
Yes. or distract them with their maidiness. I don't know what's the term for it. Not my area of expertise, I'm afraid.
Maidiness, yeah.
Maidiness, yeah.
I don't know who the showrunners are of The Winter King we're talking about, which they're filming up the road.
Yeah.
Which they've now closed off more of the field, so I think they've actually started filming. But I found out today Hugh Grant's going to be in it apparently.
Hugh Grant? Oh, Jesus.
Hugh Grant, yeah. So I'll be looking to pap him up at Blaze Castle Estate.
Oh, okay.
By which I mean give him the human papillomavirus. But apparently they're going to build like a full village there. I'd read that they were building a medieval, like they put signs up that said it's going to be a bustling medieval village, and I've seen the houses and the tower, and I thought that was it. But apparently they're building even more of them. There's going to be like a full proper film set of a full big village here, which would be interesting. Won't be able to see any of it because it'll be fenced off, but too far away. It'll just be in the way of my lunchtime walk, unfortunately. But it's exciting to have something happening nearby, I guess. Hey, do you remember when there was? Yeah, do you remember when there was loads of rumours about Hugh Grant being the next The Doctor Who?
I think we get that every year, though, don't we?
But there was proper. It was like it was in the Sun or the Mirror or something. Like it was proper reportage. Do you reckon someone must have got wind of him working with Bad Wolf Productions?
Oh.
And that must be where that rumour came from, is because he's going to be in the other thing that they're making. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, all this like announcement and stuff of the next Doctor is all just like red herrings.
Yeah. He's actually, what's his name? Ncuti Gatwa. He's actually going to be in the next series of His Dark Materials, which is also by Bad Wolf Productions. It was all a ruse.
They've all just like swapped all the roles they're given to each actor around just to confuse people.
Yeah. Like a never-ending ladder or chain of roles. Whenever you think you've found what they're going to be in, it moves on to the next production. Although they're not going to make many TV programs that way.
No.
Oh, I'll mention Andor. Andor. That's the latest Star Wars series.
Oh, Andor. I thought you, as if we're like saying, we could
Andor,
yeah. Andor what?
It's a spy thriller, basically, so a bit of a different direction. And I was looking forward to it, but it's come out at a time when I'm already watching Hot D, Rick and Morty, and The Lord of the Rings of the Power of the Rings of the Power.
Oh.
So I just kind of
the Rings of the Power.
It got swept away and I never got around to it. And they had the first 3 episodes out at once. So I was like, I'll do that on the weekend. And then I didn't do it on the weekend. And now I'm 5 episodes behind or whatever. And I've missed that, which is a shame. I'm going to have to try and catch up on it once the other ones have finished. I just want to mention it because I normally keep up to date with all the Star Trek series.
Your Wars Trek series.
Yeah.
Your Star series.
Starsky and Hutch. My favourite franchise, sci-fi
Starskys
franchise.
and Wars and Treks. Apabors.
Starsky and Worf.
Starsky and Worf, that's it. That's the new series we need.
I haven't seen enough Next Gen to do a good impression of Worf as a joke, like he was in Starsky and Hutch, I'm afraid, so we're going to have to imagine it.
I mean, the best I could do would be probably something. No, that's gone too British.
But I mean, but the point is, what would he say? That's what I don't know.
Photons, torpedoes ready, Captain.
There we go. Wow, it's like he's in the room. Or in your room, at least, I suppose. Doesn't really work over.
I guess he's Klingon, isn't he? So it's like, that disrespects my honor.
Yeah.
Kapla!
Are you disrespecting my family?
You disrespecting me family. Kapla! Yeah.
Didst thou call my father a goodly rotten apple?
Did you call me mother a pox-ridden wrench?
A wrench?
Wrench, that's it.
Yeah. It would make sense. That's why you're such a spanner, is what you say, Ben. Or a tool.
Oof.
Oh dear. Well, I think that's probably a good spot to spot it out.
Is that a nice spot, is it?
That's a nice spot to spot it.
Not the best spot, but a nice spot.
A spice knot.
A spice knot. Ooh, I wonder
something
what
like Dune. It's another good book. Well, like a brilliant film.
You can
actually.
Get like big, like chunky. It's like you can get big chunky spices. So I guess one of them could like twist into a knot or something.
Doesn't saffron come in like long sticks? You could moisten them and then. I think saffron does. Yeah. Long sticks. That's what they are. They look like carrot shavings, but redder.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Dune, the film. Good adaptation. Very good. Looking forward to the next part.
July, coming next autumn.
Yeah.
You've watched Dune. Now look out for July.
Oh. That can't be true. July.
July.
There we go.
Oh, dear, that didn't go in a good way. I could be wrong, but I believe kusokao means shitface.
A kuso cow.
Kusokao. Shitface. It's a Japanese insult there. I looked up once upon a time. I looked up a load of Japanese swear words and insults.
If we're in the language zone,
I'm always in the language zone. Unfortunately, I've only got the restriction of Japanese and a little bit of English.
So obviously, I was doing Ukrainian on Duolingo.
Oh, okay.
Because I was meant to be volunteering at a refugee visa thing, but then I think they ran out of people to process for visas before they opened the one in Bristol, so I didn't get a chance to do that. So I thought, fuck it, this is difficult, and I don't need to do it now. So I thought I did French at GCSE. I was doing that on Duolingo, but I thought I want to try German. I've always been interested in learning German, so I've started that, and I have to say, we're so lucky in English to not have grammatical gender in terms of different nouns having different genders.
Oh,
like
okay.
in French, you know, la table and le, whatever. Or is it la table? I don't know. But the thing in French, you can kind of guess. Most of the time, if they end in an E, that's feminine. So things like that is quite easy in French to figure out if you don't know. In German, they have grammatical gender, but they have male, female, and neutral.
Okay.
And there's no rule at all. You just have to know every single word.
Oh, fuck.
It's so infuriating. Which, you remember them if you see them enough. But then adding to that is the fact that Duolingo recently designed their progress path. So instead of just having all the lessons down the page, sometimes in pairs, sometimes in threes or whatever, it's now just one linear path, which is much better. And they've merged in some of the other stuff, like the stories that they do and things like that. It's all just one thing now. And they've said, don't worry, we've saved your progress, but they haven't. What they've done is, I think, they've just gone, okay, you're this much % through, let's put you this much % through the new path. So it's skipped over things that I haven't done. And it's made me do things that I have done again. And it's got to a bit now where it's like, what's this word and that word? And I'm like, I have no idea which version of that it uses because you haven't taught me this word.
I didn't really keep up with you. I'll check back in now and then if I'm going to the toilet and I think, what could I do for 10 minutes? I'll have a quick go on Duolingo. But I don't really keep up with it. I found it's much easier to learn a language by watching videos. I just download a load of different lessons in a certain order. They'll have channels will have lessons in an order.
Oh, I see. I was just thinking, but how do you learn? But you actual video lessons, I see.
A video where someone's there explaining it to you and breaking it down and stuff like that.
To be fair, I had that with, Ukrainian was difficult because they didn't have any guides in Duolingo because it's I don't know, I guess a hipster language. But German, and French, they actually tell you some of the stuff you need to know beforehand, which is cool. But I knew while I was doing Ukrainian, I had to go searching around the internet and YouTube to actually find explanations of things. And when you found a video by a Ukrainian person or someone who was fluent in it, actually explaining, this is how you change this ending, this is why you do it, this is when you do it, this is how you pronounce that. It actually made so much more sense.
Yeah. I'd say 99% of what I know of Japanese I've learnt through just watching videos. There's the two main channels I watch is Japanese Atamo with Misa and Japanese from Zero.
What I do want to do, because I know Duolingo is more it's almost more like a sort of casual gamified one. I do want to look at some of the other ones, like there's Babbel and Rosetta Stone and things like that. Because I'd looked at them before, but because I was doing Ukrainian, they didn't have it.
Oh, okay.
But they probably have German. I think quite a few people speak that.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think some Dutch people might speak it as a second language. They're
I
basically
think
just
maybe German people speak it, maybe.
defective Germans, anyway.
No, yeah, but on the whole, like,
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Never take anything we say in this podcast seriously. Even if we're being serious, it's better to not take it seriously just in case.
There's so many languages I want to learn, and genuinely Dutch is one of them, so I don't want to offend all the Dutch people. I really want to learn Swedish, I want to learn Welsh, and I want to learn Irish. Not Scottish, fuck them.
I don't know, I'd say Japanese is probably the only one that's ever interested me,
Yeah.
which is probably why I'm going for it. But no, on the like whole gender thing with things in language, luckily Japan doesn't have that, but they do have like certain different ways of like negating things depending on if it ends in like a e or a ru, or so you've got to say different things to say not this depending on how it ends, or if it's a noun or an adverb or an adjective or all that kind of stuff. And then
endings I can cope with.
Are a bit of a
what was that, sorry?
Particles can be a bit
tricky,
like working out when to use wa or ga. From what I can tell so far, wa is if you're describing the subject you're talking about, and ga is if you're literally like describing something or someone or something that someone is doing rather than what something is like you'd start off a sentence with wa, so like, and then you couldn't use ga to start the sentence. You couldn't say like kore ga, it would be like kore wa, so this is what we're talking about. Such and such is thing. Ga does this such and such thing, and it's like, What in German do they have the same like sentence structure as English?
Yeah, so, it's almost identical, in fact.
Okay,
Yeah.
So this is an apple rather than apple. This is.
Yeah,
that's a little bit tricky.
I tell you what, it's more like it's more like West Country English.
Oh God!
Because it's like du bist something or other means like you are, but it basically means like you be.
Okay.
It's like E be your brother, innit?
E be your brother though. That's it.
Or E be my brother.
We're all related down here in the West Country.
Yeah.
Wicker Man, that's us. Wicker Man.
Yeah. That's the advantage of learning an Indo-European language, is that it's generally quite similar, even like French and even Russian to a certain extent.
I guess as well is the fact that a lot of the alphabet is the same helps as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not having to learn like an entire new alphabet that isn't even an alphabet, and then they've got 3 fucking versions of it.
Yeah. Did I mention on here, or was I just thinking about it? I get confused sometimes.
No, don't worry. We talk so much shit in and out of stuff that I lose track. You're not alone.
But it might have just been something I thought about. This is the thing that happens, you see. So at school, when we had to pick a modern language to take at school, one of the things that the German advocates always said was that, the pronunciation is so easy because a letter is pronounced in a certain way and you always pronounce it like that, so you don't have to learn all different ways.
Okay.
But now that I've actually started to learn it, I've realised that's not the case. It is in general, but there are things like...
even Japanese has exceptions for different things. Like you'll learn a rule and then they'll turn around and go, but there are exceptions, mine. And you're like, for fuck's sake.
It's much more consistent than English.
Okay.
But there's just things like, CH. If it's ICH, it'd be ish. But then if it's like OCH, it'd be oh. So it's like, well, it's not the same, is it then? But generally, most letters are pronounced the same.
Yeah.
Generally. But it got me thinking about French, because I was thinking, hang on, I can't think of any exceptions in French. Now, please, people, leave a comment. Send us an email.
French fans out there.
If I'm wrong, but I can't think of any odd pronunciations in French at all. So why did the French people not say that? Why was that made like a thing about German? Anyway, answers on a postcard, I suppose.
Actually, that's another thing about pronunciation that annoys me with Japanese is that they'll have words that are kind of the same word, but you'll just pronounce it very slightly longer.
Oh.
So, yeah means house, but then yeah means no.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah, it's tonality and things.
There's an
isn't it?
extra e in there, basically.
It's like with that Chinese sentence that is all she, but it's pronounced in slightly different ways. It means many different things.
Okay.
Or Mandarin, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing as well. Because yeah, I can't think of any exceptions in French. Also, Russian, every letter always sounds the same, and there's no exceptions. So I really don't know why everyone seemed to think this was just a quality that only German had. It's not a quality that English has, but practically every other fucking language has it. Honourable mention in Russian to the letter G, which if there's a yet in front of it and an O after it, is pronounced as a V. For no fucking reason. But that's the only exception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all right. When there's only one exception, it's easy to remember.
Yeah.
When you've got exceptions to 5 different rules about 5 different things, it's like, oh.
Yeah. So this podcast is dedicated to all the foreigners learning English because, holy crap, you've got it difficult.
Yeah.
When it comes to pronunciation.
Just, not even that, just anyone trying to learn a different language legitimately, because it is difficult. Just, I will put my hands up and say, yeah, it's going to take me a long time before I'd even say I know a little bit of Japanese.
Especially in terms of pronunciation, though. Shout out to the English learners.
Oh, okay.
There was a MapMen video where they were talking about why are English place names or British place names so hard to pronounce, and they were like, well, the solution is you've just got to learn every single place name.
You've just there are occasionally
that's
things
kind of
in
like
Japanese where
like
you've
how
just
I said
got
with
to know it.
Yeah, like with German nouns, where you've just got to learn which one's a male, female, and neuter. It's the same with English. You've just got to learn how every word is pronounced. There's no rule.
Yeah.
There. But anyway, we should probably end there.
No, that was
that outro was about 15 minutes long.
But that was quite. I wouldn't say it was an outro. It became more of a segment of its own.
Yeah.
But it's quite not an informative segment, but a more productive segment than, say, most of our chats. It's not, we've not dribbled into madness. We actually kind of had a topic and we were talking about it and discussing different things about different languages.
I don't
we
like
actually
that.
sounded semi-professional for once, I know. I'm gonna... Kitanai desu. It's dirty.
I need to mention something else, actually. The editing saga.
Oh.
Today is the 30th of September. My next video to edit is the 23rd of August. So I'm only a month behind-ish.
Oh,
a month and a week.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna
it's like I was editing
soon.
I was editing one from mid-August, and I was talking about that video I was talking about how I was editing something from February.
Oh.
And I was like, how was I 6 months behind then? I'm only a month behind now. I've really gone for it this month.
No, nice.
But I'm hitting a stage now where it's going to slow down because there's a lot of long videos coming up, and I'm not going to catch up very quickly because there's the week and a half when I've played Pokemon Sword almost every day.
Oh, yeah.
But the actual number of videos is still going to go down.
No, good. Getting there. Do you want
to know what there is to come? I bet you do. The answer is yes. There is Magicka, Civ, Sword, but actually Moon. Minecraft, Sword, Civ, Sword, Minecraft, Civ, Magicka, Civ,
you weren't just
Race for the Wall, Race for the Wall.
You were recording at the same time.
Pardon?
So you weren't just playing Pokemon Sword this last couple of weeks, you were recording at the same time?
Yes.
So it was productive, yeah.
It was productive, very productive. I've only got 10 or 15 left in my living decks.
But it's like when you
But
said,
unfortunately, I need to play through the game again to get some of these.
no, it's just when
Anyway.
when you said like, oh, I've been good with editing, but I have played a bit of Sword and Shield. It was kind of like, oh, I thought you were just there playing it and not being productive.
In my editing, I'm gonna hit the week and a half where I did nothing but play Sword.
Okay. I got you now. I had all the pieces, but they hadn't quite fit together. You helped me find the last couple of puzzle pieces. But
Puzzle
no,
pass.
nice. Update on my editing. I've done nothing in about a week and a half. I need to, yeah. Especially now that we are going to hit October, so I've got 2 Evil Dead films I've got to edit through.
Oh, shout out to Evil Dead! I saw Evil Dead 1 and 2 for the first time at Aussies.
Yeah, yes.
Have you mentioned this on a video on a podcast?
I think we mentioned it on a podcast.
Because we missed a week.
Yeah, okay.
And they were brilliant. So thanks for
that. No, they're just campy, cheesy horror fun, but in like, it's hard to describe why it's good, but there's just a lot of good stuff about it. It's, yeah. Alex wasn't as big a fan, but
No.
I guess his tastes just aren't as sophisticated as some people.
I do feel like for large portions of Evil Dead 2, I was just grinning like a madman.
Because
I just had this big grin. I felt like I just had this big grin on my face. Just because,
because it is kind of like it's taken the piss of itself in a way. They did Evil Dead, which was semi-serious, and then they thought, all right, let's fuck about with what we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a load of like horror tropes that they just sort of mess with, and they're really good effects for low budget.
Yeah. Oh, and the direction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll have to get round to the 2 Marvel
Army of
films.
Darkness.
Yeah. Well, Army of Darkness as well. Yeah, but we'll have to get you over the Spider-Man hump so that we can get onto Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Because you can tell just watch it. You can tell it's directed by Sam Raimi when you watch it.
Right.
There's a lot of like shots and stuff that you'll be like, oh, that's a Raimi shot, or that's a Raimi transition.
Like when Black Widow gets raped by the tree.
Yes. Or there's like moments that are just kind of like, you're like, oh, that's a bit cheesy, but it's very fucking badass, and I kind of love it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, can I just really urgently clarify for anyone who hasn't seen the first Evil Dead film?
Yeah, sorry. There's a scene in the first Evil Dead where somebody gets raped with.
Yeah. That didn't just come out of my mind. I just want to make that clear.
For contacts. Put the contacts
She was the first
back in. But yeah.
She was the first female Marvel I could think of.
No, Scarlet Witch is in Multiverse of Madness. That's the token girl of the film. Though she's the villain, so the villain. So not really the token girl.
Yes. She's a Mavellan. Right, we definitely need to end it now.
All right. Go Menasai.
So, thanks everyone for listening.
Hi.
See you. Oh shit. Well, we'll talk about this afterwards. Maybe next week, maybe not.
Arigato gozaimasu.
And thanks for listening. I've said that already.
Yeah.
Like,
check out our
subscribe.
Shit. Should know them by now. If not,
Follow.
Invisible Tower, Kristian 444, TS Reactions.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Although I mentioned in one of my EU4 videos that I've noticed no one says like and subscribe and ring the bell anymore, because I think we've all collectively realized as creators that YouTube doesn't give a shit about subscriptions anymore. They just want you to discover new videos. But anyway, do it anyway. Get an RSS reader like I have. Right click, view source, Control F, RSS.
I haven't got one of them, but I have got an add-on to my browser that allows me to sort all my subscriptions and go through them if and when I need, depending on topic or category.
Yes.
And
so do that.
If YouTube does that shitty thing it does where it just suddenly unsubscribes you from someone, you've still got them in your like bookmark list, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, do all that to
All the
Inaudible,
channels. Christian 444,
Invisible
Invisible
Tower,
Tower, TS
TS
Reactions.
Reactions.
That's it.
One
Yeah.
more title.
That's us.
Misty Trees.
Misty Trees.
Farmer's Knees.